So what did your parents do for work?
Yeah, so my dad, he did construction. So right in the projects where I lived, there was like the first school that they built there, but it was inside the projects, and it was like elementary to high school. And I remember he was one of the guys that was working there. So he did a lot of construction and things like that. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. Um, you know, very good wife to my dad, very faithful, and she was a Catholic. We'll go to church every Sunday, and that's how it was. She was good, but he was definitely a mess.
What was your relationship like with each of them individually?
Yeah, I remember back then it was all about my dad. He was the one that was always talking the loudest. When fights were happening or arguments, it was just him. My mother would just be silent. She just, she was a feather, man.
He took up all the space in the room.
Yeah, it was him. Every time, and he used to smoke his cigarettes, drink his alcohol, and I remember mostly me embracing him and like hugging him and things like that. I don't really remember him giving me that type of attention. I just remember me going after him all the time.
So he wasn't affectionate.
Nah. If he was, I don't remember, but I just remember me kind of like, always chasing after him.
Do you remember like if he was always like this, like no matter if he was sober or not? Like he was always
I remember.
Angry?
It's crazy because I remember one time that I saw him in a broken state where he wasn't drunk, and he was telling my mom like, listen, like if I'm asking you for money and I'm drunk, don't give it to me, because he had a gambling problem. This dude would gamble his car and he'll come home walking. Like that's how crazy it was. So he would tell my mother like, don't give me money if I'm drunk, like if I'm asking you for money. And my mother would do exactly that. And when he would get drunk, he flip out, he hit her, he break things in the house. So there was that one side of him that felt like he knew that, he wasn't supposed to be doing those things, but he just couldn't control it.
Do you know much about like your dad's like early life? Like did he have like a really hard life?
Man, bro, I think you're the first person to ask me that question, and to be honest with you, nobody ever has told me about his early life, and I haven't asked nobody. That's crazy that you asked me that, because all I know is about from when he took his life to after.
Right.
Wow, yeah, maybe and some stories of while he was with my mother, and like stories from my uncle of like them getting into it because he was gambling money instead of like buying the things that he needed to buy for us. But yeah, his early life, man, I don't know. I know his my grandmother, my grandfather, they had 25 children, so he was one out of 25, and they adopted like one.
That's
so he
crazy.
had a lot of family members. Yeah, a lot of siblings.
Wow, man.